Shalom, all praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua, Bahasham, Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles, the elders, salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and sincerity. Lesson will be entitled, This is America. Lord will, you are edified. Video was inspired by multiple videos from the platform TikTok. Fair use. Oh, I can't believe this is
This is not gonna work. There's no way it's gonna hit the fourth one. No chance, dude. No way.
Does that actually work? So we have our 3 different Starbucks cups here. We're gonna pour the water in the small one here. We're gonna fill it up. Okay, now this.
And let me get my leading precept. This is Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city, America. America was developed, or America's origin goes back to bloodshed, okay? It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. And who's the prey? The Israelites. And we are yet this day in our captivity. Now, when you focus on lies, according to the Hebrew, it goes into deception, okay? Again, lies goes into deception, such as a scam and robbery. And the main thing I think of is this credit-based system, okay?
You would say is a full Starbucks cup. Now, they would also say that this is the size medium. It's a bigger size, but does it take the same amount of liquid when they always scam you and just fill it up fully with water? Okay? No way. Bruh. No way. That's literally the same amount of liquid. Literally the same amount of liquid. Now, when they fill the large one all the way up with ice, and give it to you, is it the same amount of liquid? Because if the small and the large is the same amount of liquid, they just give you more ice. You're literally just buying more ice. There is a slight small difference in the amount of liquid you get between this one and this one. And there's also even a little bit of liquid left in these from pouring it over. But that is absolutely insane. What a scam.
So you're not paying for the actual drink. You're paying for more ice.
A young Chinese influencer on TikTok.
Does that actually work?
And also, that video came from the page Cam Casey Fair Use.
A young...
Second page, Judge Neapolitan News Fair Use.
Chinese influencer on TikTok who speaks English has made a fascinating clip directed at the American people. And the first time I saw it, I said to Chris, we got to play this for Professor Mearsheimer. We got to have his comments on it. So it's 1.5 minutes long, but it's in English and it's fascinating. And I want to discuss it with you after we watch it together. Chris, cut number 20.
They rob you blind and you thank them for it. That's a tragedy. That's a scam. That's why I'm saying this right now.
That's a scam, okay? Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies. A scam is nothing but a deception. And then he said they rob you blind, referring to the American people getting robbed.
Americans, you don't need a tariff. You need a revolution. For decades, your government and oligarchs only ship your job to China, not for diplomacy, not for peace, but to exploit cheap laborers. And in the process, they hollow out your middle class, crushed your working class, and taught you to be proud while they sold your future for profit. And yes, China made money, but we used it to build roads, lift millions out of poverty, fund healthcare, raise living standard. We reinvested in our people. My family also benefited from it. What did your oligarchs do? They bought yachts, private jets, mansions with golf course driveways. They manipulate the market, dodged tax, and poured billions into endless wars.
Get this pre-sub. Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. And we will see this in real time when Yahushua erects the kingdom of Israel, or the kingdom of heaven. Verse 2. This is the point. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Now, in regards to the second video, he stated that China reinvested, in the country as well as the people. However, these oligarchs here did what? They reinvested in themselves. And it shows. Look at the state of the so-called American people.
And you get stagnated wages, crippling healthcare costs, cheap dopamine, debt, and flagged wave property made in China, while they pick your pocket. For 40 years, both China and the United States benefit from the trade, the manufacturing, but only one of us use that wealth to build. This isn't China's fault. This is yours. You let this happen. You let the oligarchs feed you lies, while they made you fat, poor, and addicted. Now they blame China for mass.
You niggas are addicted to what? Food, drugs, alcohol, and football games.
They made. I don't think so. I don't think you need another tariff. You need to wake up. You need to take your country back. I think you need a revolution.
The one
PepsiCo is literally using a robot that.
Third video comes from the page Fox and Friends for use.
Mimics human taste buds to make sure that you crave their product before you've even had the first bite. When machines determine what we crave, it's not food anymore, it's manipulation. How Cheetos are.
And manipulation goes back to what? Deception. And deception is nothing but what? A lie.
Engineered to melt away in your mouth so your brain doesn't think you're eating anything and you can't register the calories. They call this vanishing caloric density. How Doritos and other snacks are laced with MSG that's given to rats in obesity studies to make them fat. How they create flavors that don't exist in nature in a chemical laboratory so that it creates the 1 millionth best part of a taste. Our brains have not evolved to handle that, and that's one of the reasons why 38% of preteens are now pre-diabetic, and that's unacceptable. The fact that the food companies continue to use these tactics that they learned from the tobacco industry and how to hijack our taste buds, hijack our brains so that we cannot stop eating. We can't stand a chance against that type of manipulation, and that's why Big Food needs to be held accountable, and they need to stop that right now. Pepsi.
50,000. What?
Last video comes from the page Huncho. I tried to take out 50,000 from the bank fair use.
Are you being scammed?
We're gonna see if the bank will let me take out $50,000 of my own money.
You have probably had to maybe go to a different branch to see they have it. The maximum I can give you right now is 10,000.
What about 30?
No. Let me check in the back.
This is called fractional banking. I think it's a percentage where the bank has a certain amount of money. Okay. Look up fractional banking.
We can give you 20.
It's crazy because other people were taking out money too, so I know they have 50,000 in there.
Location number 2.
can I help you
I was looking to do a withdrawal.
today?
50,000.
What? Are you serious in cash?
Yeah.
Why do you?
Let me see. Okay, so fractional reserve banking is a banking system in which banks are required to keep only a fraction of their customers' deposits in reserve as cash in the vault or as deposits as the central bank. The rest can be loaned out or invested. You deposit money in a bank. Say you deposit $1,000. The bank may be required to keep only 10%, for example, as reserves. $100 kept in reserve, $900 can be loaned out. And that's the reason why you are penalized, okay, when you try to get money out earlier, because the money is not fucking there. Just depends on the stipulations regarding the type of account you have, okay? So there you have it. You may deposit, so you deposit money in the bank, about $1,000. The bank may be, the bank may be required to keep only 10%. So $100 kept in reserve, and the other $900 is loaned out.
Okay, first of all, why do you need that much in cash? Are you being scammed? Why do you need that in cash?
It's a gift for my brother's birthday.
But why can't you give him a cashier's check? He can put it in his bank and it'll be available the next day.
Just that I would rather give it to him.
Wait a minute, why are you giving this man a suggestion as far as a cashier's check? Okay, he wants the fucking money.
In cash.
Kind of clean us out.
Yeah.
Let me just run it by my manager.
So you're trying to get to 50,000. You took out 20 already. You need another 30. Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
So 50 is your ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to 3 different banks.
All right, let's go to okay, this is Ecclesiasticus 19 and verse 2. Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away. And he that cleaves to harlots will become shameless. Impudent means shameless. Now, let me flip this, because this is actually talking about women in a carnality sense or a carnality perspective. However, from a symbolic standpoint, wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away. America is known as that harlot, okay? And America has wine of her own, such as Christianity, Westernization, and democracy, black culture, and many more different types of philosophies, right? The point is believing in the concept of America, believing in America's deception, America's lies. Okay, she can make you fall away, period. Okay, and he that cleaves to harlots, and America is a harlot. And how do you cleave to America? Following the ways of America will become impudent. And again, impudent means shameless. So first and foremost, okay, this is literally talking about wine and women from a literal sense. However, I just added a twist to it from a symbolic standpoint. America can be classified as a harlot according to the scriptures, as well as having wine. Now, when you look up wine in the book of Jeremiah, it goes into a love potion. And a love potion will have you bugged the fuck out. So if you're drinking the wine of America, okay, you are definitely bugged out. Lord will, this was Edifying Shalom.